I want to focus on two psukim in Parshas Emor, upcoming Parshas Emor. There's many mitzvos, and they may seem to be unrelated, but I believe there's an important link between the two concepts, the two psukim, that we can learn something from on a very practical level. The first one deals with the idea of a Kohen Gadol. If a Kohen Gadol suffers a family loss of a loved relative, the pasuk says, "U'min hamikdash lo yetzei." He's not allowed to leave the base of Mikdash, which means to say, even though he may be mourning, he cannot become Tamei L'meis. And this is the unique case. He can't become Tamei L'meis to a father, to a mother, brother, sister, child, spouse. But yet the Gemara says he can become Tamei to a Meis Mitzvah. Meis Mitzvah means a person that dies and doesn't have any relatives to bury them. The Kohen is allowed to get involved and become Tamei and literally be involved in the burial process. So the suggested idea behind this is that a Kohen Gadol is a paradigm leader of the Jewish community, and the idea there is that his life is really not his own completely. He can't be totally involved in his own personal life, but he has to recognize that part of his life is designated and dedicated towards Avodas Hashem, which is really what a Kohen does in the Beis HaMikdash. And as such, he cannot interrupt his routine in the Beis HaMikdash, and he is dedicated to U'min hamikdash lo yetzei. He does not leave the exalted service that he performs in the Beis HaMikdash unless it's for further community service, which would be the case of the Meis Mitzvah. That's one concept. Fast forward to the next perek, famous pasuk we're all aware of, V'lo sechalelu Hashem kodshi. We're not allowed to desecrate the name of Hashem, chas v'shalom, v'niktashti b'sof b'nei Yisrael. And we should exalt Hashem's name and sanctify God's name amongst our community. So, what's the idea here? I think, unfortunately, we're all too familiar with the countless cases of Kiddush Hashem, of Jews dying al Kiddush Hashem, perhaps our own grandparents or great-grandparents that gave their lives during the Shoah, and as they went into the gas chamber, they said the pasuk of Shema Yisrael. They certainly died al Kiddush Hashem. People during the Crusades and the Chmielnicki massacres and the pogroms that were asked to give their lives and did so and sanctified God's name when they did so. Even secular Jews, such as Daniel Pearl, that right before they beheaded him said, "Yes, I am a Jew." He was proud of his faith, he was proud of his lineage, and proud of the fact that he represented the Jewish community. So that's an idea of Kiddush Hashem. But how does Kiddush Hashem play out for us as simple people living in a free country? And I suggest it's based upon a Rambam, that there's an idea of Kiddush Hashem in everything we do. Every day, I suggest we have opportunities to make a Kiddush Hashem, and every day we're posed with challenges that, if not handled properly, can lead and perhaps make chas v'shalom mechil Hashem. And it's how we talk and how we behave and how we dress and what impression we make on other people. And I'll give you two quick examples. Last night I went shopping with my wife to a Gourmet Glatt, getting ready for Shabbos, and even it was about 10 o'clock at night, and the parking lot is full. It's hard to get a spot. We're waiting to get a spot. We see a woman is pulling out, and obviously a religious lady. She's shopping there. She has a bumper sticker from a local yeshiva, and she's there, and she unloads the cart in the back of her minivan, pulls up the trunk, if you will, puts her packages in, and now what's she going to do with the shopping cart? So I know what a Rambam man would do. We said they always put it back, and that's what I was kind of expecting. And instead of putting it back, or perhaps even between the two cars, the adjacent car next to her, which would have been, I guess, okay, she puts it literally directly behind the car next to her, the adjacent car. I was surprised, I was shocked. I was going to say something, my wife said, "You better not say anything." But that's not nice, it's not right. And had this been in a situation of non-Jews, they would have seen a Jewish woman do that, they certainly would have said, this is how Jews act, this is how Jews behave. That's a chil Hashem, it's totally insensitive. Another interesting case happened to me many years ago. I was driving to New Hampshire with my kids, and we got lost. And we wanted to stop in Springfield, Massachusetts, which was about 2.5, 3 hours, halfway on the way. And we said, you know what, we're lost anyway in Springfield, let's go to Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble, kids can get hot cocoa, they like browsing around the store. They were kids, they enjoyed reading back then, the little kids. And we stopped at a transmission shop. And we said, do you know where the Barnes & Noble is? He said, "Oh, you want to go there? They make good black coffee." Okay, actually, we're going for the books, whatever. So we went to the bookstore, we hung out for a half hour. I told my kids, we're going to buy this guy a black coffee. Why? Just to show him, to thank him. So I said, but when we go, instead of wearing baseball caps, we're going to wear yarmulkes, so you should see we're Jewish, right? So we buying the black coffee, go back to the transmission store, take off my cap. I'm there with one of my kids. I said, "Oh, hi, mister. Just wanted to thank you for giving us directions. We had a great time. And here's some black coffee." He was like, "Wow, thank you." And as we left, he said, "Shalom." So I would have to believe that this guy went home, told his wife, his kids, and perhaps they told other people about Jewish people are nice people. And I think that's part of the opportunities that we have to create positive impressions on the world around us. But I think it's important for us to realize that it's not about us. It's not that this guy should think that this particular Jewish guy is a nice guy. We don't know each other. We're never going to meet each other again. It's about us, not the individual, us as the community, which I think brings us back to the message of the Kohen Gadol, that we all have the responsibility of being sensitive to the community at large, not being self-centered, but rather recognizing that we as the Jews really represent all of the Jews. We represent Torah, and really have an opportunity to inspire non-religious Jews, even non-Jews, let them know what the moral, ethical standards of the Jewish community, the Torah community is, and hopefully bring a Kiddush Hashem. It's an opportunity we all have, and I'm sure we'll all partake of it. Have a wonderful Shabbos.